We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Washington football team. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little game. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. First carry for Josh Jacobs. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37th. The ball carrier. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, are usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Whip. Watch the whip.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs.
Complete to Josh.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Now Taylor. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
5-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The quarterback taken down and
coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and this one will be returned to right. Around the 38-yard line.
Intercepted by the Colts. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the counter, it's Taylor. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
The Colts ball carrier. Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Colts 7, Washington 0.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Here's Taylor. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
From the 22, Minshew. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun is Minshew. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends. But you would think could absorb that contact.
Washington.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Taken in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt the return.
25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The first throw for the backup, Haskins. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you, all right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Chase Young, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
2nd down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Off play action, it's Minshew. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll go play action here with Minshew. Strong coverage by Washington. And now 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
That's another Washington 1st.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Sacked.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Haskins, throw left side complete. It's Jacobs. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Taylor. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Colts 20, Washington nothing. Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And this now 3rd and 11 after that 2nd down completion actually went back a yard. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
On play action, they'll throw. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indiana.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Out They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Haskins. And this will be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
On 3rd down, Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
The 39-yard line.
Haskins back to the air, going for the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs, and they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Loss on the play.
From the gun, it's Haskins.
The 14-yard line.
He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Haskins out of the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And his kick is good. And that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Taken at about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Minshew. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
First down, Indianapolis.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Here's Minshew. Buying time to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. From the gun, it's Taylor. Powers through him, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
He's tackled at the
but not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Minshew throwing on third down. Cooper's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
complete.
90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Max 50, Max 50. Hey, I'm coming.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Complete to
Amari Cooper, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
fair catch made at the 25-yard line. Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Haskins. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
It's now third down.
A tough spot for Haskins in Washington here. 3rd and long after that last sack. Operating from the gun. Haskins. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Haskins not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for this.
Here we go.
Here we go on 4th down. Haskins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he will bring it back. And